And we're back to learning JavaScript. Let me show you the data type of number a little bit in detail, because there are a couple of things that I haven't yet talked about. Set up a simple example with x1 and x2. We'll make that 15 and 4.55. We don't use quotation marks on numbers because that would indicate a string type. We want to use numbers. So if we use a simple sum of x1 and x2, this gives us 19.55. And if we put one of these numbers into quotation marks, we don't get that, we get 15 and then 4.55. First one is treated as a string, and as the first one is a string, the second one will also be treated as a string. We make that 15 and then quotation marks around 4.55. And this gives us the same result, but the first 15 is still a number. And then the 4.55 is a string. When you have a number and a string, they're just going to get stacked. Let me give you an example where this becomes even more obvious. I'll define a let of z, and this time I use quotation marks and, for example, Tesla. And now let me make this x. We don't need x2 for now. And I have to update the x1 here. So we have x plus z, and this gives us 15 and Tesla. 15 is still a number, Tesla is a string. So they're just getting printed out one by one. If we make a variable of y equals 5, and I add it right here, x plus z plus y, this gives us 15 Tesla and 5. If we make it x plus y plus z, this gives us 20 Tesla. So when we have x and y, which are still numbers, they get summed up, and then the string comes and this just gets added. But if we reverse the order, so we have z plus x plus y, we have Tesla, which is a string, and then we have two numbers, x and y, but as the first, our z, was a string, everything after it will also be treated as a string, no matter if it's a number, and therefore we don't get Tesla 20, we get Tesla 15 and 5. That's something to keep in mind, the order plays a role here. We make that x plus y plus z, and then plus a plus b. I'll define these two variables, a and b, and make that 7 and 3. And here it becomes even more obvious. The first two numbers, 15 and 5, they will be summed up to 20. Then we have the string of Tesla. And then 7 and 3 will not be summed up, because Tesla was a string. A and B, even though it's a number, it will be treated as a string now. And these are the basics of the data type number. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.